want to test his sideboard with it, and trying it because I really feel like the Pantheon build wants the Duresses badly in the sideboard, so I'm trying this in an attempt to find a red deck for the RPTQ that won't need those Duresses. I'm a little worried about having the full 8 4-drops. I think it's going to make our Hazards considerably less valuable, but as anybody who watches my stream knows, I consider Rekindling Phoenix better than Hazard to begin with, and I'm not willing to cut a Hazard because it's so powerful in the red mirrors that we're just going to try it. But like I said, this is his 75. When he played at the Pro Tour, he went 7-3, but he only had 2 Phoenixes in the main and 2 Crashers in the main. This is his updated suggestions. So we're going to see how it works out. Hopefully it's fine. I like the look of it. Like I said, the only thing that concerns me main deck wise is 8 6-drops. Other than that, I'm pretty sure the at least 58 of this 60 is what I had in my head. I did have 2 Crashers over 2 Phoenixes, so me and Mr. Rolf had the same 60 idea. His sideboard's pretty different than what my sideboard would have been if I was building it prior to the Pro Tour. Not a big fan of the Phoenix, so I would have probably only had 3. I don't think I would have had the 3 Chandra's Defeats. Of course, he didn't have 3 Chandra's Defeats either. He had an Abrade, but I would have had the Abrade in my main deck. I don't know. Long story short, this seems like it's a pretty good list, and it's like kind of in the wheelhouse of where I want it to be, so it's one of the reasons we're trying it as opposed to other lists. Alright. A little Beaumont Courier that I'm going to refer to as Garf for the rest of this event. Come party on. Trying to send my friend Sean a message and tell him I'm streaming this red deck. As usual, I'm going to want to hit some more lands. We're up to 24. And see, we're at a point now to where this Hazard will probably just not attack this game. I think drawing the second 4-drops is that detrimental. Especially if you can be even slightly light on lands. Thank you for the host, George. Appreciate it, my friend. So he's probably going to have at this point some kind of Fatal Push or something. Hopefully he doesn't have 2 of them. But we're in a bad way. Missing this 3rd land drop puts us in a very bad way. It's going to be too easy if he just has Contempt into Gearhulk now to win. So it's still pretty bad, George. It's still pretty bad. It seems somewhat better, but it's still pretty bad. Hey! Omadus? I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. What's up? So they went ahead and put a Syncopate in the graveyard, and they didn't have a land. Them not having a land is actually really nice for us. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Trying to get better at it. It's a long process, but hopefully we'll get there. Definitely going to throw this shock at their head to try to get the extra point of damage in off this. Besides that, I want to discard the shock actively anyway. That's kind of interesting. I guess they have a disallow in their hand then. Could still have some problems if they have that 1-2 punch we were talking about of like Contempts If not, we're looking rather good. He missed his land drop again. Go ahead and play this land in case for some reason we want to sack the Beaumont, though I think it's pretty unlikely that we will. No scatter was good. So if we hit a land, a contempt doesn't even save them. That is a land. Boom. Alright, so versus control matches in general, I think for the most part, I personally like sideboarding out all of the burn spells. Some people think you're supposed to leave them in, but I just like being able to put a creature on the table just like over and over and over and over. So I typically sideboard every burn spell I have out in the deck and just find anything that can put repeated damage on the table. And then if I have even more things in my sideboard, I start trimming on Soulscar Mages because obviously we don't get triggers. With this, if this build particularly, we probably don't have to do that. Fight with Fire's kind of interesting. Probably don't want it in this build. If we're playing versus blue-white, I would want it because of Settle the Wreckage and Lyra, but I'm not sure it's good enough for just Scarab God. So we definitely want those. If we're bringing those in, we definitely want these. I don't think I want these. So versus blue-black, we're probably going to keep at least 2 of these. And which 2 we keep is, really it would depend a lot on what their sideboard is. If they're playing, I guess I'm just going to keep the braids. The braids are just as good versus gifted and can give us some value versus a Gear Hulk. I don't know if I care about a Gear Hulk. I just don't think I care about a Gear Hulk. I'm going to keep the Lightning Strikes. Hey, Noble Murloc, what's up, man? I never see you stream. I have such a weird sleep schedule, though. It's easy for me to miss things. I don't think we can keep the triple hazard at hand. That's just asking too much. Unfortunately, I'm going to keep this. I'm not going to mulligan to 5. We're on the draw with a Scry, so we have a good chance of being able to find lands. The double Lightning Strike is not something that I ever want. And he got mana screwed game 1, and it looks like we're just not going to put up a fight game 2 at all. May throw this Lightning Strike at his head. I think I'm going to give up to 1 point of damage. Because he might be saving a counterspell to try to kill Akari Zev. I could have punted with that. Party on, little Garth. Goodbye, little Beaumont friend. You'll be missed. He at least got his third land. Game 1. Why can't we have ours? Now we say that he has the white spells in his deck. Just to press F6. I should attack first. It's a little better ordering, but... He was just gonna... probably just taking the damage anyway. Alright. Yep. Swell. Probably have to try to kill that. I tried what? Not sure what you're asking. If he has a removal spell for this or a counter spell for this, we'll just concede. But hey, Vlad, what's up, man? It's been a while. How's the frames doing today? So far, they're doing good. Oh, I've not tried a ramp control build. I actually saw one. Yes, there's nothing good in the graveyard. We can keep playing. He doesn't have an answer for this and doesn't have an answer for the Glorybringer. Assuming we draw a land, I guess we still theoretically have time to win. It's kind of hard for him to kill this without exiling it as well, so that's good for us. It's a 3-color deck and he's got Field of Rune mana in his deck? That seems absurd. How do you have Field of Rune mana in your deck? No, I've not tried Esper. I really think Gearhulk's just a bad Magic card. So I've kind of ignored Esper. That's unfortunate. I was hoping they had to spend a little more mana. So I don't think we have an out now. So the Beaumont Courier actually attacks for 13, which would force us to chump block, which would give us no out. Oh, and we're just dead. He's lethal if he sees it. Even if he doesn't see it, like I said, there's no out, so... It's apparently a thing. I don't quite understand it. It seems just considerably worse than blue-white to me, or considerably worse... Or... I don't think Gearhulk is a magic card. I think the people I've saw have success with it have had their success with it based on their player edge and their opponents not understanding how to play. And I'm just going to run this back, I believe. I'm not going to sideboard in Fight with Fire for Scarab God. He's only going to have 1 or 2 copies of Scarab Gods in most cases anyway. I'm just not a fan of Gearhulk. I think Gearhulk is such a liability in the red-black match and such a liability in the control matches that you just don't want it. Also think it's a liability versus the blue-black mid-range decks. Alright, so we keep this hand. It's pretty good. We don't have a 1-drop though, which is really relevant because they have like a million things. But like blue-black beats the red decks in general. So if the blue-blacks are beating the red decks in general, like, it's probably better to play blue-black splashing Teferi. I just don't want the Gearhulk in my deck. But what do I know? I'm not very good, so. So our hand's great. Hopefully it'll be good enough. They do, but their answers are slower than Fatal Push and not as reliable as Vraska's Contempt and Cast Out. Cast Out. So, like, they're a little bit worse versus the red decks. Thank you, Matt, for the auto-host. They're just a little worse versus the red decks overall, like the blue-black decks are just a little bit better versus the red decks. And I think that's the big selling point of this Esper. I think it's winning on the power of the blue-black cards, but I just don't think the Gearhulk's adding much to it. Also, having access to Duress is tight. Like, Duress does so many wonders for the deck. Like, the only card I don't like in this blue-black deck is literally the Gearhulk itself. This deck also come from a player who I would have laid even money was going to play 4 Gearhulks before the Pro Tour ever started. So it makes it a lot harder to like look at his result and be like, well, he done really good. Let's work on the deck from here. I'm like, but I expected you to play this card whether it was good or bad and you're just winning because you're great. I think that goes a long way. Alright. Well, if opponents got mono removal, it's hard to win. But again, you're seeing why that I think that blue-black's good versus red in general. Like, his white spells have done nothing so far. In any of the 2 games we played, /3 games right now, like, the splash hasn't mattered too much, and the Gearhulks have been irrelevant as well. So out of everything we've saw from him so far, none of the cards have mattered. Well, getting the 6th land is not where we want to be. He's just winning by black removal spells. And I think he'll continue to win by black removal spells. So, in this particular match, it doesn't matter what you kill with, you're going to kill. So you just have Scarab God on 5 twice? I think that's just a lot better than Gearhulk. And I think we're dead now. We can go ahead and scoop it up. We can't beat this. It's just too good. Like, if we were playing versus blue-white, we still get to play. And that's the difference. Like, the blue-black deck can close. But, like, Teferi's so strong that it feels like you have to play it. I just don't think you have to play Gearhulk. Gearhulks, however, like, in comparison from the blue-white deck to the blue-black deck, like, Gearhulks get considerably better when they can buy back removal spells, whereas, like, the blue-white deck, you can't buy back Seal Away, you can't buy back Cast Out, you can't buy back Fumigate. All you're buying back are a few card draw spells and a few settles, and like maybe a counter spell. So like I think gear hooks in general are a lot better in blue back. Yeah, that's how the match is supposed to be. They overboard the extra removal spells in out of the sideboard. Like that's what they want to do. They want to 1-for-1 meet and then play one card like a Teferi or one card like a Scarab God that can just win the game. Which is why I think the blue black decks are just better than these decks. Being able to play, having instant speed removal as opposed to like cast outs and sillaways are great as well. Because like it just makes sure, and I realize cast out and sillaway are both technically instant speed removal too, but like sillaway can only be played in certain circumstances and things like that. So like if I force you to use a disallow on a turn, then you may have to main phase cast a sillaway. It stretches, it minorly stretches the deck enough to change a percent or two, I think. Like I feel like when I play a deck like this, I feel favored versus blue white, and I feel like a staunch underdog versus blue black. Luckily, I'm testing for the RPTQ, and I don't expect a lot of blue-black decks to be at the RPTQ, because when there's a blue-black deck at the RPTQ, the black cards kind of irrelevant or stop you from playing snakes. They stop you from playing like a Pantheon red-black deck, and the blue cards stop you from playing anything like blue-white. So like it's a pretty large deck building constraint. So this hand's pretty good, but like again, like what I was kind of complaining about, like multiple 4-drops and there's 8 of them in this main deck are just do not feel good. Probably not real long, Vlad. I'm still having back issues, so like it's kind of hard to sit in this chair. So there's a good chance we're just gonna pop off this one league. Yeah, especially since like match 1 took 22 minutes. So I don't think there'll be time for a second league. I want it to be done in under 2 hours today. And if these additional 4 matches take anything like the match 1, we're going to be somewhere in like the hour and a half mark. Yeah, I think they're more likely to be at PPTQs and stuff. I actually think blue black's good. Just in a RPTQ setting, it's team events and the cards can't overlap. So I think it's less likely to be at a RPTQ. Like it's definitely something I would consider. Like a blue black or an Esper deck is definitely something I would test in terms of PTQ, Grand Prix, an SCG event, so on and so on. I just don't think they can really be played in RPTQs, or can't often be played in an RPTQ. That Dramatic Compass is kind of interesting. So that means he's probably going to be on either a green-white or a Bantish ramp deck, and those decks typically murder these decks as well, because they have like a million sweepers in them. I think the mid-range is very good. Like, Kevin Jones' deck looked impressive on stream. It might be just a smidge weak versus red-black, but, after some tuning and stuff, I'm sure Kevin will work that out and, like, improve that matchup. And he could have just been on the low side of variance, too, but, like, his deck looked impressive at the Pro Tour. Like, I am pretty entertained by that. And then we see that he cast a friggin' Sun Petal Grove instead of the land that he showed us, so we can almost guarantee that he's probably about to cast Settled Wreckage. So we're going to go with just attacking with these and save our Beaumont Courier because of that. Oh, it's just a cast out? Okay. Yeah, I really like to look at blue-black mid-range. Dinger, I think, wrote a Reddit post about some of the matchups and stuff, too. Which I've not looked at Dinger's particular builds, so. Teferi. Alright. Wow, and he untapped. That's the untap is the interesting part there. So we probably only have to worry about Silhouette this turn. So we definitely want this to die, right? We could just attack him with everything, right? So 5, 9, 10, 11, 12. Assuming he has Silhouette for this, he's taking 4, 5, 6, 7. Could just ignore Teferi. I'm going to ignore Teferi. If he doesn't have a Silhouette or a bounce effect, this gets him into range that like the Hazard and the Shock can kill him. He can't play a settled or he can't play a search next turn, and I'm not worried about him having like a fumigate or anything. Even if he has a fumigate, he'd gain 4 life up to 6, and whichever one of these he doesn't Teferi would kill him. I don't know where the post was. I just saw it on Reddit. I haven't clicked it yet. That one's a little concerning. Still think we're going to be looking at a... I'm going to hold back the Hazard. Just dealing damage per turn seems like enough. Did he hit it? So he hit a cast down. It's going to target this. Doesn't matter much which one he targeted. We're just going to draw cards and finish him off with the Hazard. Yeah, he's dead once he casts a cast out. He's pretty dead. He's pretty close to dead either way. Alright, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to sideboard this exactly like we did the other match. We're going to bring in these, we're going to bring in this, and then we're going to take out most of our shocks, most of our lightnings, and potentially some of our braids, though because Chromatic Compass and Treasure Map, I do think a braid's a little bit better in this match. He might have Cat or something too. I guess he could have Lyra. He's a settled wreckage deck. I guess I just want these then, don't I? Well, it's too late. I've already hit submit. That was a mistake. I should have took out a Soskar Mage and a both the braids because of settled wreckages and left him fight with fires. That was a pretty big play mistake by me. I was just going too fast and not thinking clearly. Yeah, I think that was a large mistake by me. Oh, look what they've got. They've got best card. A lot of decks don't play this right now because it's only good versus mono red. It's not good versus red black. So you're putting pretty narrow cards in your sideboard to put 40 of the councils in your deck. But when they draw two of them, like, we're probably going to lose. Assuming the rest of their hand's even remotely playable. If there's going to be a bunch of red or mono red decks, though, this card's fine. I haven't saw that mono red's that popular. But what do I know? Don't really care if they happen to have a settle. It's not like our attack will ever get better. We're way too far behind, so basically we're playing this match like they don't have it. At all times we'll be playing this match like they don't have it. Well, this game. Maybe not this whole match, but... Uses our mana better to do it this way. Even though the Karizev's only worth 1 point of damage a turn. And in some situations, they gain life off of the Karizev, because like if they have a settle or something now, they gain life. They would rather let me have lands than gain life. I find that odd. This was a mistake too. I should have cycled to see if I hit Beaumont. Opponent's at 1,000,000 life. And we have nothing but a Soulscar Mage. I guess we have another Hazoret now. I was going to say we're going to concede, but we hit another Hazoret. So I can press F6. Yeah, both of our Braids and one of these Soulscar Mages should be the 10-point banger. The 10-point banger doesn't seem like it's that relevant right now, though. So, like, this should have been a 10-point banger. This should have been a 10-point banger. Well, maybe this. I'll rephrase. But yeah, opponent pretty badly. I forgot. I was thinking just silly, being silly, basically. Game's pretty close to over, but I don't think it's 100% over. I just think it's like 95%. So we know it's 6 card down now. Oh, he just happens to have 2? Sure. I guess it is 100% over then. Alright, so get out of my deck, get out of my deck, get out of my deck. It was a large play mistake not to put these in my deck. You just always bring in Fight with Fire versus Settle the Wreckage decks. Card's very good when you can reliably kick it. We'll keep. Hand's not fast, but it is pretty strong in power. And they didn't have the big boy on 1, so that's good for us. We are going to have to hit some lands, though. That's not a land. Red Rover, one time, send a land on over. Hey, Fit Ito? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. So I'm gonna go with this one. Like I said, I'm not real concerned if we get settled wreckage because of the fight with fires. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Would have loved to have been able to smash them for 11 this turn. So they can go to 19. If they have double approach, there's just no way we can win. I don't think we have a draw that lets us win. If they don't have double approach, we have some things that can be done. Feel like our opponent's going to cast approach this turn, so... Or sorry. Feel like he's going to cast settle this turn. Or not settle, but yeah, settle. Guess I'm going to just do this then. Now attacking with all because I want to get as many lands as I can if he has settle. Double settle's still something we just can't beat. Or sorry, double approach. Well, we can beat that. If we draw an untapped land, we can play both Glorybringers. That's not an untapped land. This is enough to make me do this, though. It's kind of interesting that he didn't even bother to get the one things. So he's got 10 now. We can actually beat a double approach, but he clearly doesn't have them. He probably doesn't even have one in his hand the way he's played. So his opponent just not have a lot of deserts, because him not getting deserts there felt very awkward. Feels like he should have just drawn 2 cards. Alright. So what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he's at 17. This is a pretty clean kill. With just emblem. Cast this. Put the 5 damage at him. And then cast this on this. Put the 5 damage on him. And finish him off. Thought we had one more mana than we did, but both of those worked pretty cleanly. By the way, hello, friendo. Follow Fire's sweet. We could have also just done 10 damage to his face. It wasn't good in that situation, but like, it was pretty close to being good. Alright, I think this is the first time we've been on to play. We're going to keep this hand, even though it's a little land heavy. We still have a lot of power to play in the early-ish part of the game. A blue deck. The third bluish deck in a row. Yeah, that's the sweetest the sweetest searing blaze in the world. Because of Syncopate, I'm going to go ahead and play the Scrap Heap Scrounger instead of the Goblin Chain Whirler. And if he has Essence Scatter, I mean, it's still better just to play around Censor and Syncopate when you can. And again, this is another blue-black base deck, and I'm pretty sure that we're like a heavy underdog versus these decks. We're not showing him the Dragon Skull Summit because we don't want him to get an easy Field of Ruin on it until the turn that we're actually going to use said Field of Ruin, which will be this turn, by the way. I kind of want a basic swamp in the sideboard over the Cannon Slough. Cannon Slough, Cannon Slough, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to jam the Phoenix here. So that's pretty good. He now has Vraska's Contempt mana, unfortunately. I think I'm just going to play this and attack with the world. He has to let that resolve too because he has to use the Vraska's Contempt on that. If he had a Contempt, he went up to 10, just back to 1, but maybe he didn't have anything else in his hand and wasn't going to be able to deal with these. I'm not sure. Again, I'm just sideboarding the exact same way I have been sideboarding. Take out the burn spells. I would like to take out the Braids too. I don't think they're particularly good in this match, but I think they're better than anything we have in our sideboard. So having access to be able to kill Gifted Efferborn, or maybe a Gearhulk in certain situations, isn't like terrible, it's just not good. And this hand's a pretty clear keep. Get 1 point of damage in, son. Try to see if he'd use a removal spell so that we could dodge an Essence Scatter or a Syncopate or something with the Kari Zev, but unfortunately we didn't. It would have also got one Fatal Push out of his hand to make the Kari Zev more likely to, like, you know, stay on the board and do party carry type things. That means he has an Essence Scatter in his hand. Because he didn't take the point of damage that time. If he does, we just lose, right? Can't ever beat it if he does. So I'm assuming the Phoenix dies this turn. I'd rather the Phoenix die than the Hazoret die. That might actually just be wrong too. Maybe I would rather the Hazoret die. There's the Essence Scatter we thought he had a couple turns ago. And if he untaps and has a Gear Hulk, or even another counterspell, I think this game will be hard. Maybe I'm supposed to risk it and just jam Hazoret, but I assume he has a counterspell or a removal spell. Yeah, he had a removal spell, but maybe just playing Hazoret's better there. I'm not sure. Go ahead and cast Hazoret this turn. Well, we tried. He's down to one card in hand, though, so if his one card's not very good and he bricks for a few turns, we're probably in okay shape. Let's start with this, because he would Essence Scattered if that's a Gear Hulk, I think. Maybe he wouldn't. It's a big attack step. If he has a Gear Hulk, we're going to have a problem here. If he doesn't have a Gear Hulk, we'll probably win the game. Alright. I would concede the game, but we have 6 flyers left in our deck, so we still have chances, I think. Maybe I should have attacked pre-combat. That way he couldn't have contempted anything, or he would at least took 1 point of damage, but... Party on, team. We're technically still winning the race. Like, he needs another card. That was a land. Ooh, that one's kind of interesting. Bring back another lethal attacker. And he hit another non-bro. What don't we want him to get back? So, Hazoret doesn't matter. We just need to make sure we deal damage. He's going to have 3 different blockers. Any 1 point of damage gets through. The Chain Whirler's the only thing that... No, I guess the Chain Whirler and the Glorybringer both stop that 1 point of damage? Well, no, they don't. We just have to take the Glorybringer. Because now this Menace is going to get through. No matter what he takes, the Menace gets through. So, like, he can buy back the Chain Whirler now and kill this, and then he has 3 blockers, but he needs 4 blockers to stop the table. Alright. So that was a lightning fast match. I mean, that match was lightning fast. What do we still have to play? 2 more? We still got 2 more. Our other matches haven't been particularly fast. That took over 30 minutes. That also took over 30 minutes. So how is everybody today? All you quiet folk. It is so hard to sell History of Benali. Stop undercutting me, bro. Except... this hand's a keep. Yeah, this hand's a keep. Our opponent's name is No Mark. He is also playing a red deck. I've not actually played the matchup any, Slunk. I assume the mono red deck's a small favorite because there's so many, between the Phoenixes, the Hazarets, and the Chandras, like you're really taxing their Doomfalls and Vraska's Contempts, but I don't know that to be accurate. That's just what I think off the top of my head. Well, George, you should never go to SCG-Con to move anything, buddy. You have people in Pike County, Kentucky that pay better than Star City Games buy prices on cards. But you should go to SCG-Con because it seems like a hellaciously fun event and it's really cool. But you have people closer who will pay more. Yeah, the mono black deck is pretty good. I actually like it. If I had more time to work on it, I would probably try it. Oh, so you say you're breaking the rules then? You're trying to get yourself banned. But no, seriously though, man, if you have things to sell, I would definitely look at Sean Corp from Pike County. Like, Sean Corp pays a pretty good price on cards. I couldn't recommend Sean Corp more. What just happened? What just happened? Like something weird happened on my screen just then. I'm not sure what it was. If he's making that play, I'm supposed to just attack, right? He doesn't have a link. But if you like put the cards you're wanting to sell in a TCG binder, you can just send it to the person. Like he's still working on setting up his shop and stuff like that, and getting like a reasonable place to put his things. Pretty sure I'm supposed to just attack again. I think the Ricky Phoenix is good enough to just keep attacking. But he pays really decent prices. He sells pretty decently too. Has a good stock. Yeah, I think that Ricky Penis pushed us over the top there. Maybe it's bad. But the way I was looking at it is like even if he has a murder boat and a way to crew to Heart of Kieran, all of that combined does not do 12 damage. So I get a minimum of one more attack. It's extremely simple, George, and very, very fast. I can understand that. I'm having fun with Standard. I really enjoy these matches, so... I'm actually enjoying Modern right now as well. I've been playing Humans, and I rather like playing Humans. For some reason, the deck just speaks to me on a level that makes me smile. Still don't think the format's particularly good, but I enjoy that deck. So if we draw a land next turn, our Hazard can attack as well. And I think that's pretty huge. That is a land, friends. To the face. He's got a lot of things to block now. Pretty sure I'm just attacking with everything. We're gonna think worst case scenarios here in a second and see what happens. So he's like basically forced into blocking this, which means assuming he kills this and say he kills this as well, he's still taking over 5. So he has to have 3 removal spells or he's dead. Should keep I think you should keep Sneak and Show and Death and Taxes. Like, Death and Taxes isn't that expensive anymore now that Caracas's have dropped so much in price. So, like, it seems like it's a pretty easy keep. Like, Wastelands are, like, down to 20 or 30 bucks. You can find Caracas's for, like, 10 or 15 bucks, 20 bucks sometimes. So, like, doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of money in D&T anymore. And I'm sure that you got most of those cards because, you know, like great condition and stuff like that. I would just hold on to D&T. Alright, so he is the red-black deck, and we're on the draw. Let's just... Oh, okay. Andor, yeah, I would keep both, personally. Like, they're both pretty fun to play, too. So we definitely want to take these out, especially on the draw versus Goblin Chainwhirler. I definitely think I want these. Let's start with what I want. I definitely want these. Definitely want some of these, but maybe not all of them. And I think I want these. He showed me Phoenix, so I'm going to assume that he's on the Mars, or I'm going to assume till he shows me a bunch of Hazards that he's kind of thin on Hazards. And if he's thin on Hazards, the Soulscar Mages aren't important, or aren't as important. On the play, I would bring back some Soulscar Mages, and if he shows me a bunch of Hazards, I would want them too. This hand's pretty good. Not going to be sad about this one. We have the 3 Chandra's defeats, which feels so good. Well, I don't have cash money to give you, but I would certainly trade for the ones on my want list. I would like to finish some playsets. I still really want your foreign Black Borderlands too, but I don't think we ever developed a price for them. I guess we're just passing here. Probably going to defeat this, but we're going to see if he plays something pre-combat that I would rather. Yeah, unhinged lands are great. That's what I typically use. I'm wanting to switch to betas, but like I want to trade for betas. I don't want to spend cash on them. And locally speaking, I've not been able to find betas that I can trade for. Just going to cast this. Other than the ones that George has already traded me. That is. George hooked me up with quite a few. I don't remember either, but I'm still kind of interested in them just because of nostalgia and I like the art. That is interesting that he didn't have anything else to do here. Let's see if we can get an exert on. Alright, well, at least that makes it easy to attack with the Phoenix then, right? Actually, I guess I can't block, so I have to attack. Hey, Dolasha. What's up? We are currently 2-1. We lost to Esper. We beat Blue-Black, and we beat Black-Red, I think? Wow, I'm brain farting. I think it was Black-Red. That's brutal. That's not what I wanted to see on that. Another land. I guess we have to just kill that. I guess we're to the point now where we have to block if given the opportunity, even though I really don't want to. Feels like we've fallen far enough behind. Esper seems pretty good. I definitely wish I had more time to work on Esper, but Esper's a 3-color deck, and I don't know if it's reasonable to take a 3-color deck to the RPTQ, and that's what I'm currently building and testing for. I am exceptionally jealous then, Mr. George, especially about the forest, because I do not have very many forests. You're to come down to Page 3 and hang out with us some weekend. We miss you. I guess he doesn't have to attack then. He proved me wrong. I should have attacked before I played those, but I kind of want him to block, so I didn't. He's down to 3 cards in his hand. We're at a very low life, though. The Pia ability could be a real problem here. Alright, well that's an issue. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's half my life total. Let's see what his last card is. Oh, he's got a shock too. Come on, dog. Alright. Can we win if we attack? So, at worst, that puts me at 4. And he just makes this block, and I can't win. This way, he makes this block. I make this block. I'm still alive. What kind of combo? Yeah, the ribbons is a problem. It makes me not be able to attack at the moment. Him having a magma spray was stellar. Alright, well if he bricked, the Glorybringer can still win for us. Oh, that's actually really good too. I think it's safe to attack with 1 then. Still have 2 blockers. Even if he kills 1, I block the other. Yeah, I think it's safe to attack with 1 now. Because like even a Glorybringer doesn't kill us, or a removal spell into a Glorybringer would, but a Glorybringer by itself doesn't kill us. To say my opponent. Touch a Moonglow. That's a card. I think I 100% block here. And just hope one of these can finish it off. Ribbons is pretty sweet. So is he going to have double removal spell again? Oh, that's even better than double removal spell. So I can't really attack and I can't really just hold back. So what can I beat? I can beat another Chain Whirler. I can beat a come into play tapped land. I can beat him making a bad attack. I think just playing for another draw step's what we want to do. Because, like, even if he hits a land, we're in super bad shape right now. Yeah. Well, we're still alive. Which means we can still draw things. I feel like that attack means he drew a land. Yeah, I think we had to play for him to make that kind of error, though. It doesn't feel to me like we were winning on the board. I'm pretty sure I just attack now and try to fade one haste effect. Tons of things kill us, but like tons of things let us win. He had another mountain, and we got the game. Yeah. I don't think we were supposed to win this game. I think we got pretty fortunate. We drew 3 Rakilni Phoenixes. They were all great. Felt like we ran pretty hot there, but sometimes you have to run hot to win. We're currently 3-1, so we've at least acquired a pity chest open. Which is pretty nice. I popped a Goif off stream earlier. Found out they're only worth like 20 ticks, and I was pretty sad. It was a good match though. These red matches are kind of intense. Like they are so lopsided. I didn't think I could beat anything but our opponent drawing a land and like drawing a land and misattacking, or like drawing something like a Scrap Heap Scrounger or another Chain Roller or something, and us drawing a Glorybringer. Were like basically the only 2 ways I thought we could win there. I thought like one of those sequences is what it took for us to win. I mean, we have the 2 Chain Lightnings in our deck as well, so and 2 Shocks, so like it wasn't 100% that it had to be that, but like you understand what I was saying. Can I send you the guy's name? Sure. I can send you Sean Corp's name. We won the dice roll. We'll play first. Sean Corp. You know the guy. Alright. Anyway, this hand's a keep. Sorry about that, guys. I was sending somebody a business contact. George was looking for somebody to potentially buy some magical cards from him. So our opponent mulliganed to 6 and scryed on top. Yeah, you do. You've met him. I could also link you his TCG player account with like a million zillion references. Well, now that he showed me that he has a removal spell, I kind of just want to play both of these. If that was a bluff, it was a good bluff, because I'm not casting a Scrap Heap Scrounger due to it. Yeah, Phoenix is insane. If that was a bluff, that was a really good bluff by our opponent. It might have been better for me to play those anyway, but... Yeah, that was just sick by our opponent. Now he gets to kill our Beaumont Courier, and we get to do the nasty. Yeah, I had to pick up 4 of them today. Well, remember in paper that they released the dual deck pre-con thing, so like, they should be cheaper in paper, right? Because that's not on Moto. You can't just like go buy something that suggested retail price of 30 and like pick up one with a bunch of other relevant cards as well. Yeah, the Heart of Kieran's so cheap online. It's insane how cheap that card is. That card is ridiculously cheap on, or in paper rather. Yep, the same dual deck thing. And Chandras. Chandras aren't real expensive in paper anymore either. But that's definitely this is definitely a thing. Alright, well I thought we were a year ahead this game, and we're not. We don't even have good attacks. But yeah, those dual deck things, or challenger decks, or whatever they call, is a big reason behind that. Oh, it's a 4 of in that deck? I didn't even realize it was a 4 of. Okay, well, I believe this game went from something I thought we were had just won to something that I don't know if we're going to win. Feels significantly far behind now. And our attacks and stuff ain't getting any better. Yeah, Mox Opals are absurd now, too. By the way, welcome back, Scooter. 2 days in a row with Scooter. That's a rare treat. You can't have the Glorybringer. Just can't beat it. If he's got a removal spell for that too, we're in serious problems. We can probably pretty close to being able to concede now, I think. Yeah, we're done here. I'm stuck without a real computer until Friday. Fair enough. Alright, so we are on the play. We're definitely going to want this, this, and these. Matthew Rolfe's sideboard guide says to bring in these as well and not bring in the Glorybringers, and that bewilders me. Wow, really? Do we not want Glorybringers in this match? Glorybringers seem insane, and Chandra's Torch of Defiance don't seem very good to me. Huh. But he brings Glorybringers in on the draw. This is John Rolfe's sideboard guide. This is his 75 and his sideboard guide. And John Rolfe definitely is a master. Alright, we're going to try what he says. If we're playing his list, I feel like we're dedicated to trying his sideboard, whether I understand it or not. You don't know who John Rolfe is? He was in contention for constructed player of the year, playing primarily red decks. Like he's a very good player. I don't know if I'm supposed to play this Chain Whirler here. Feels to me like I'm kind of not supposed to play it. Rip. I want that land back now. If we just played that land last turn and not cycled, we'd have been in such better shape. See, it's on his Twitter account. I'll flash it over here if you want to take a screenshot of it. Let you get a nice quick screenshot before I take it away. Yeah, it seemed kind of bad to me. I think I was just kind of panicking because we didn't really have any gas. But the more I think about it, the more that just has to be wrong, right? Like, the way we sideboarded, it felt to me like I'm trying to win the early to mid game and I don't want it to go late. It was probably terrible. Luckily, we didn't get punished. Just gonna cast this, too. No, I'm not. I'm gonna cast this. Because I don't want him to have like 2 removal spells into 1 Chain Whirler and kill both of my Phoenixes. Which is why I'm making this play. Yeah, this is the primary reason that I made the play I just made. I didn't want him to have double removal spell and then like get to just work both my Phoenixes. Carnage price is going down considerably. The ones that I sold on like Sunday were selling for 47, and the ones that I'm selling now are like considerably cheaper. They're like 45 or 44 or something. Opponent doesn't have a great block here because we can get back whatever he kills. I think the Fairy still has a weekend to break out, but I could be wrong. Like, I feel like the Fairy's going to do very well at Copenhagen, comparatively speaking to the Pro Tour at least. Yeah, everybody should have, but fans of this stream knew to sell them. So we get to make the same play again this turn as we did last turn. Fairy is good, and it's modern playable, and I've saw some vintage decks with it. That's always things to keep in mind. I don't think we'll see it in Legacy, but that's a good one. Alright, you got me, opponent. You're going to get to gain some life. So if we attack with them all, he blocks this one, goes to 1. I don't know if it's worth throwing this away to deal 3 points of damage. I guess it is. It's probably worth it. Because there's some chance that he blocks one of these to play around like a shock effect. He shouldn't, but because a shock effect kills him no matter what. Just in case he kills my dudes. Hey Sparrow, thank you for the host. They should probably stop playing Miracle. It beats Grixis Delver. It really does beat Grixis Delver. That's not nothing, right? Beating Grixis Delver is something. What the hell does opponent have now? He's just going to have a removal spell, right? It sure has in my testing, at least pre-board. We've not tested a whole lot of post-board games. I just attack with both. I might be giving him life, but I'm getting that out of the equation. I'm just not going to attack, I guess. If he's got a removal spell, he's just going to throw it at that and shoot that. Attack with them all. He can block. Kill. I don't know. None of my plays seem good right now. I feel like I'm trying to draw uphill. Looks like I'm trying to draw a lightning strike or something. Alright, that doesn't do a whole lot to change what my perceived outs are. Oh, well, that's a good draw. Boom. So when it comes to sideboarding games, he takes out all of these unless he sees Hazards. We've not saw Hazards in either game. He only takes out one of the shocks. He brings in a couple of the Glory Bringers. He doesn't bring in the Chandra or the Extra Land. So this is how he plays on the draw. Alright, this hand seems fun. Let's see if we can play this game better. I don't like how I played last game. Of course, this hand doesn't seem like it's currently looking like we're going to have very many options. I kind of don't think it'll get banned, but it's really going to depend on the next couple of Grand Prix and things. Like there's definitely a real possibility that it could. Our draw's not great this game. That's interesting. I guess a Phoenix is the best thing they can play for us. Alright, our opponent and I are casting spells and doing things. It still feels really good to me. I mean, it's still a good Magic card, I think. Hmm. I think while he's tapped out, I'm still just going. I think I'm just going in this turn. Question is, am I attacking with the Chain Whirler or no? I think I'm fine with attacking with it, since he's got two vehicles anyway. You're being very vague to me. Hey, Local Dope, what's up, man? We're in Game 3 of Round 5. And we're getting ready to do a Hazarino. Aww, don't have the Chain Gang. The Chain Gang would definitely swing this game back in their favor. If it's just a removal spell, it's not that bad, but if it's a Chain Gang, it's terrible for us. It was a Chain Gang. That's pretty bad for us. Really needed them not to have that one. Could attack for 6 here. Or sorry, 8. Puts him at 4. So say he cruise that. Cruise that. He's attacking for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That's 9 without using any of his mana. So, say, best case scenario, he just plays a land and has nothing. He can, like, pump a thing twice. Leaving a blocker back doesn't really do much either, though, because he can just sack the Pia with the thing he taps. So, like, leaving a blocker back seems like it does nothing. Also could just kill this and leave one blocker back. Seems like this is hard to win from here. Maybe I have to leave everything back. I really want to attack with the Hazret, but I don't really want to play a Braid right now, so maybe I guess we just don't have an option. Is he gonna attack with this too, I guess? But he didn't attack with that. So the opponent's just not going for it. Fact is, he can gain 2 life with this one. Trampoline Tails with the nice host. So he's going to give this lifelink. He could pump it up twice if he feels like it. Who knows? If he does, that puts us at 4. Oh, he didn't pump it up twice. That's a bad damn sign. That is a bad damn sign, my friends. Feel like maybe I'm supposed to just stay on defense again? I think I have to at least attack with this. The question is, do I also attack with this? I think I'm just going to attack with them all. Like, this game's pretty far out of my control. Way too many things kill us at the moment, like an Abrade plus something else just kills us. I don't think he has an Abrade though, because I think he uses it last turn, maybe, if he does. No, so he's just going to kill the Chain Whirler? Alright, so he has nothing. Yeah, Pia stops me from blocking anyway, but we could always kill the Abrade, right? Like, we don't... Or, like, we could always kill the Pia. We didn't have to let the Pia untap. Which is something to think about. The Pia didn't have to get to attack. Alright, so we have to kill something this turn. What is the best thing to kill? So no matter what, any creature wins. Yeah, it's another tight one. I don't think this does much overall. So I think I'm just going to kill this one. Now, I guess killing Pia is better. Us being at 2 or whatever doesn't matter, right? So, assuming we kill, say, this, and we take 5, we go down to 3. Next turn, he would have only 1 lethal attacker. We'll kill this one. I get a creature. I'm trying to think of my burn spells let me win. Hmm. So, I don't think it matters which one I kill. Guess I'm just gonna kill this one then. Oh! After all that time, by the way, I misclicked and I died. Oh god, I'm such a tilt. Such a tilt. I am so frustrated. Oh wow. The opponent's really nice. Opponent didn't take the 3 win. But I don't want to win that way either. I really don't want to win that way. I screwed up. I think I'm gonna give the opponent the win. I'm gonna show him the car he's eved, and I'm gonna concede. I don't want to win that way either. I'm going to show opponent the card, then I'm going to scoop. I'm going to scoop before he has a chance. And I don't really care about the packs and things. They generally matter more to other players. But I just wanted him to see that, you know, had we played right, we would have won this game, I think. Kind of sucks to give up a 4-1 like that. But, like, he's 3-0, now he's going to 4-0. I would just rather him have it. I don't need to play points and stuff, so I would rather just give them to somebody else. I don't know if he needs them, but I'm doing this mostly for the testing, so the fact that I misclick something, I really don't care if I lose. But the opponent was exceptionally nice. You don't see that on Magic Online, by the way. You normally just see people yelling at each other on Magic Online. So, like, it warms my heart to see somebody do a good thing. Like, big props to this guy. Big props to this guy. A plus to this dude. Anyway, let's open our pity chest. Yeah, the opponent's definitely an all-star. 10 play points out of our chest. But I don't know, I just don't want to take a win like that. Like, we definitely don't need the play points. We have 6,500 of them, so you know, just the fact that an opponent would scoop in a spot like that makes me just want to give him the win like that. So this deck felt pretty good. The multiple Phoenixes and the multiple Hazards never really come up. Like, I thought having 8 4-drops at the beginning was going to be an issue, and it did not feel like an issue. This deck actually felt pretty reasonable. I liked it a lot. My biggest play point score? I think you get 500 when you win a challenge. Is that right? You get 500 when you win challenges, right? Apparently there's no challenge for me to look at because there's downtime tomorrow or something. I think challenges are worth 500. I'm not sure. I've won challenges. But most of our play points come because I don't play many of the $30 events and I open a lot of chests. So. But no, I like this deck. This deck felt solid. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Ricky hit 1K. I've hit 120 out of a chest a few times, but I've never hit the 1K. Just a slow grind up. I don't play limited. I don't play like the PPTQs and stuff. So like, I really have to do worse than 3-2 a lot to really tank on play points. And then like the commander challenges and stuff like that are so easy that like, it's pretty even. The way I play Moto, not skill wise or whatever, but like the choice of events I choose to play and things like that really make it easy to break even on play points. So like almost every chest I open's just play points that goes to waste. At some point I'm going to start playing limited or like maybe trying to learn another format, and then like those play points will go down considerably fast. But yeah, I've won a commander challenge and I've top 8'd just about half of them that I've played, give or take. I don't keep track of it anymore, but like the commander challenges are actually pretty weak. And anytime there's a broken deck like Vile Smasher was at the beginning, or like Timna and Crom was before they banned tutors, or even like Thracios and Timna is now, that it's really easy to like top 16 or top 8 a commander challenge every week. Every now and then you'll get that week where like you don't draw well, or like you're or like you get paired versus the Marif or whatever it's called, and just you like get smashed a whole bunch. That's actually pretty sweet. That's a really nice prize. I've never opened a set either. I think Corey Coolcat's roommates opened a non-foil set, but that's still pretty nice. But no, it's definitely sweet. Definitely like this deck. You guys don't want to hear me babble anymore either, and we're getting ready to hop offline, so. Let's go ahead and see who we can find to host. Oh, Ginger's on. We can host the Ginger. He may or may not be misplaced. Nobody knows. Actually, we're going to host Canister. Because Canister's playing the same type of deck we're playing. So, normally I would host Ginger. But no, big shout out to big shout out to that opponent. I'm actually going to shout him out on Twitter too, because I think that was one of the really cool things. But anyway, take care everybody. Appreciate you guys stopping by. We're going to hop off here. And we'll see you sometime tomorrow. Thank you guys so much.